Hey onda, ¿qué pasó? What's going on, my raza? The reason for the video is I want to educate people and I want to share my knowledge on Bitcoin, on the finance world. You know, if you're anything like me and you grew up in a Mexican household, you weren't ever talked about money. You know, money at the dinner table was like this thing, right? Because we were always struggling. We were always trying to pay bills. So that was always shushed to the side. And, you know, that's how there's many broke families. But anyway, enough of that. In the video, I forgot to turn on my mic and I'm too lazy to re-record it. So you guys are going to get that iPhone quality. But other than that, let's hop into the video. Before you buy Bitcoin, before you dismiss Bitcoin, before you listen to anyone telling you that it's going to $1 million or it's going straight to zero, you need to understand what Bitcoin actually is. Because whether you end up buying Bitcoin or not, Bitcoin introduced an idea that many people changed the way they think about money forever. And if you stay until the end of the video, I'll explain why some people believe Bitcoin could become one of the most important financial inventions of our lifetime. Remember this, Bitcoin is money that doesn't need a bank. Right now, every dollar you own depends on trusting someone else. A bank stores it, a payment processor moves it, and a government controls how much of it exists. Bitcoin changed that. Instead of a bank keeping track of who owns what, thousands of computers around the world verify transactions on a public network called the blockchain. That means I can send value directly to another person anywhere in the world without asking for permission from a bank or a payment company. But here's the reason so many people pay attention to Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, not 22, not 50 million, 21 million. That's important because currencies can be printed indefinitely, while Bitcoin has a fixed supply. Now think about how many people there's in the world. Supporters believe that makes Bitcoin a better long-term store of value, similar to digital gold. So whether you love Bitcoin or hate it, Bitcoin's core idea is simple. A global form of money that anyone can use, nobody controls, and nobody can create more of. Now let's slow down and actually understand why Bitcoin was created. To understand Bitcoin, we first have to understand the problem it was trying to solve. Every financial transaction we make today usually involves a middleman. Ding, 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 banks, you got it. Credit card companies, payment processors, wire services, money transfer companies. And for the most part, they do a great job. But they also introduce fees, delays, restrictions, and counterparty risk. Think about it. If I want to send money to someone across the world, I usually have to rely on a chain of institutions. One company sends it, another company receives it, someone verifies it, someone settles it, and almost everybody involved takes a small fee. Then in 2008, during the global financial crisis, an anonymous person or group known as Satoshi Nakamoto published a document called Bitcoin White Paper. Inside the paper was a simple question. What if two people could exchange value directly over the internet without needing to trust a third party? That idea became Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs on technology called the blockchain. Think of it as a public ledger. Every transaction is recorded. Every transaction can be verified. And instead of one company controlling the records, thousands of computers around the world work together to maintain them. No CEO controls Bitcoin. No company owns Bitcoin. No government created Bitcoin. The network operates independently through rules enforced by its participants. Now, let's make this practical. Let's say I wanted to send money to a friend in Nigeria. Traditionally, I might use a bank wire, Western Union, or another international money transfer service. That could involve fees, processing times, exchange rates, and multiple institutions handling the transaction. With Bitcoin, if my friend has a Bitcoin wallet, I can send Bitcoin directly to his wallet address. No borders, no banking hours, no need for our banks to have a relationship with each other. Just a direct transfer of value across the internet. Now, Bitcoin isn't free. There's still network transaction fees, but The transaction itself doesn't require a central company to approve it. And that's a major difference. The second thing that makes Bitcoin unique is scarcity. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. That's written into the protocol. And unlike traditional currencies, nobody can decide tomorrow to create another 100 million Bitcoin, like America printing US dollars. Many Bitcoin investors believe that this scarcity is what gives Bitcoin value. In the same way gold is valuable, partly because it's scarce, Bitcoin supporters see it as a scarce digital property. Some even call it digital gold. Now, whether Bitcoin becomes the world's reserve currency, digital gold, or something entirely different remains to be seen. Nobody knows the future. But what we do know is that Bitcoin solved a problem that many people thought was impossible. It created a way to transfer value digitally without needing a trusted third party. And that's why more than 15 years after its creation, people are still talking about it. You don't have to buy Bitcoin. You don't have to agree with Bitcoin. But if money affects your life, and last time I checked, it affects all of us, then understanding Bitcoin is no longer optional. Because whether Bitcoin succeeds or fails, it has already changed the conversation about money forever. If you learned something new, subscribe, and in the next video we'll cover the biggest questions everyone asks. What actually gives Bitcoin its value, and how is it valuable if there's nothing that's backing it up? Peace.